everybody. It is Sunday morning. It is July 1st. And you know what that means? That means that I am off of my no sugar added challenge for the month of June. So that doesn't mean I'm going to run to a pile of donuts, because I've learned so much this month that I think I really am going to consider all of this in going forward into the next month. And I'm going to show you in my next video what else I'm doing. Besides just to put this out there, I am starting today a 30-minute movement challenge for the month of July, 5 days a week, 30 minutes, any kind of cardio. Join me on that, please. I think that you'll get a lot of benefit out of that. Okay, so the no sugar challenge. What are some things that I learned? Now, it was a no added sugar challenge. So I still had things like fruit, but I did not have, like the artificial and those added sugars, the processed sugars, right? So let me go down the list. I've got a few things here. Number one, I've got 11 points, actually. I'll try to be very quick. Number one, I noticed when I took my blood work that my triglycerides were looking really good. They came down to a normal level. And so that's great. From what I understand, insulin levels are really affected by adding or subtracting your sugars. So I was really glad for that. They also typically affect your lipid levels and bring down that cholesterol. They help bring down the cholesterol. Although, if you see my videos, you realize that I have the genetic form of high cholesterol. So it doesn't matter if I eat salad all day, I will make cholesterol. It's just what I do. So the fact that my triglycerides came down tells me that I am doing great. Now, my cholesterol obviously is up because I got to take these little thingies, but it's a fairly low dose. And from what I understand, bringing down the sugar sugar is very bad about adding the bad types of smaller particle LDLs, which are very damaging to your arteries. And so I'm suspecting that I have the larger globular cholesterol, because my body makes it so much. So I have to check that again and ask my doctor to, look at that and see if that is indeed true, especially after this no sugar month. Moving on to number two, of what did I learn? Sugar is bad for the skin, right? So no sugar was great for my skin. This month I have had no breakouts. I've had very clear skin, and so it just feels nice, feels supple. I don't have to, normally when I eat sugar within 2 days, I get like a huge zit, usually around here, and maybe sometimes up in here, and it just appears and it's like, bummer. But nothing like that this whole month, so I was glad for that. I don't know, maybe I had something like that after the first week or something, because I was like detoxing, but I don't remember. All right, number three, my inflammation was way down. So soreness and things like that, you know what I mean? I don't remember anything like that. Normally when I have sugar, I've got inflammation in my body everywhere, and that was just down. When you lose water weight and you just feel lighter, that's how it's felt. So that is a very good thing. That in and of itself would keep me here in this zone. Number four, I lost 3.8 pounds this month. Now 0.8 of that was during the -10 Smart Point Challenge with Weight Watchers with Carrie. But other than that, the 3 pounds I lost during this no sugar challenge, and that's great because I really needed to kind of like bump me out of where I was. So that was really good. Also, because no sugar makes it easier for your body to access your stored fat, right? And burn it for energy. So in the absence of added sugars, I think that helped my body to kick it in and get it going. So that was awesome. Number five, I felt even in my mood, because it really helps your mood to kind of go even kill. I had 2 headaches, while I was detoxing earlier in the month. I think it was like the second week. But then after that, I was okay, nothing, and just very even, no, ups and downs and things like that. And I had some things that were, kind of sad happen in my life that I've had to deal with, but, I'm okay, what I mean? So that really helped a lot. All right, let's go into number 6. I slept better. I slept so well lately. I've just been going to sleep and I'm feeling super well rested, right? And that's even with some nights. I mean, I know I should be getting more, but some nights I've only got like 6 hours, right? And I'm still okay. My mood's okay. I'm not grumpy, right? And so I'm like, wow, that's really interesting. Number 7, I had to cut out things that I was surprised about that were Weight Watcher friendly things. And the reason why I'm not saying that they're evil things, I'm just saying they had added sugars and they didn't fit, within this challenge. What were those things? I had to cut out things like protein bars, like the pure protein bars they're relatively low in sugar. That's just like 5 grams of sugar, and and that might even be sugar alcohols, right? But yet nevertheless they've added sugar, so I had to take that out. So no protein bars this month, no light Cool Whip, no light and fit yogurt, although I had the no sugar added Greek Faye yogurt a few times. And then I didn't have any ice cream, no Enlightenment, no Halo Top, no certain cereals, crackers, chips, snacks, obviously with no added sugars. So that really made a big difference. Number 8, my palate changed. I didn't need things as sweet, right? I used fruit as a sweetener. A lot of times what my go-to was I would just want a little something extra, a little chaser to be kind of like, I just want, I don't know. I didn't have a craving, but I just wanted to have a sweet ending or something to my dinner once in a while. So then I'd have like a Wassa cracker or a Lundberg cracker, which has no added sugar and it's whole grain. And I'd put PB Fit on it and a little bit of this compote. So just like the Hungry Girl scoopable apple pie, I ended up making a compote out of blueberries, or a blueberry cherry mix that I would get from the frozen section in Target. And so I would just cook it down in a pan and add like a couple tablespoons of water and a couple tablespoons of apple juice concentrate. And then I would just cover that, and then I'd uncover it and then cook it down. And you end up with this nice thick topping that's you can use on everything. And I counted 0 points for that. If you want it a little thicker, you can add a little, like a tablespoon or 2 of cornstarch diluted in cold water, then add that in. But I didn't mind mine to be so thin. I just cooked it down and it seemed to gel up a little bit when I put it in the fridge. But that was amazing. And I ended up putting that on oatmeal, you know what I mean? Just having that on the side. So that was good. I'd use sugar-free syrup once in a while, and so that came in handy as well. Number 9, so that brings me into my number 9, which is my cravings pretty much left, right? I didn't look for snacks like I used to, so then I was feeling my appetite change as well, and so since my appetite was changing, I found that there were sometimes I could go longer without breakfast and then work in some intermittent fasting, and that was fine. And then on that same note, one thing that I realized was, when you are on a quote-unquote diet, or you're doing things differently, even though lifestyle, whatever you want to call it, you're doing things differently, right? Sometimes there's an anxiety that we battle, that I have battled in the past, where I'm kind of like, oh no, someone's taking my food away, right? It's kind of like that moment where somebody takes a bottle away and a baby's not ready to have it taken away yet. They do this and they shake violently and they're, they get really upset. And it's like that anxiety that, oh no, I'm not going to have this. I'm not going to have that. I need to have something else instead. What am I going to do? This inner baby, I guess, was settled without the added sugars. I was like, I'm going to be okay. I'm not going to die, right? Everything's going to be fine. So it's okay to go without a meal if you need to. It's not a big deal. You can make good choices, right? I mean, it really helped me to just calmly think about things that I was eating. So it really helped my mood. I loved that. All right, number 10. Better digestive health. Oh, I have to tell you about that. Now, I had peace of mind knowing that I was not hurting my liver and I was doing good for my liver. So I think my organs really thanked me. But I have to tell you, I had no bloating. And that's like a huge thing to me because after I have sugar, I bloat, especially around the midsection. I get basketball tummy. I have to lay down. I end up getting a stomach ache. I mean, there's all these things. Or even if I don't get any of that, I'm at least bloating, right? And that went away. So that's great. Number 11, this was really a good point, and that is that I set a good example for my kids and for my family, right? My kids had questions. They're more aware of the dangers of sugar, right? And they had less in the house because I stopped bringing treats. I stopped buying things. Now, I didn't sit my kids down and I constantly say, oh, sugar's not bad for you, not good for you, it's bad for you, you shouldn't be having it. No, the kids learn better by example. And so they saw what I was doing. They knew I was doing no added sugars this month. I did not push that on them, although I watched what I brought in the house. I made sure that I have plenty of apples and bananas and mandarins on the counter for them. And so instead of saying, can I have something sweet like they used to do, they'd say, can I have an apple? Can I have a banana? You know, and I'd say, yeah, go ahead, it's right there, you know, and they would just be like, oh, yay, you know, they'd go marching out of the house with it. And I want them to feel like they can grab it if they're hungry, right? And, you know, when you have fruit, it's like the sugar is like self-regulating. So they're not going to come in and eat 10 bananas and gorge on them. But if I left a plate of cookies on the table, they'd be gone in a minute, right? But that fruit just stays throughout the week. So they know they can have it. So they watched me and, you know, they had less themselves, right? I provided healthy things. Now, yesterday we went out to eat last night for Chinese food, and it was kind of like a buffet, and the kids afterwards, they like to get, there's a mini ice cream cones. So we said, you can have a mini ice cream cone and you can pick one other thing. So they have these little cookies or something like that. So you can get two things, right? Which I know sounds like a lot, but it's like a treat. But for them, it really is a lot because they have these little bodies. And so the 5-year-old said, you know, I feel kind of sick, you know, and I had too much sugar and I don't feel good. Next time I don't want to eat that much. And I thought that was interesting for a 5-year-old to say that. And I thought, well, okay, yeah, you're right. That's a good time to discuss things. You're right. You know, too much does make you kind of sick, doesn't it? Yeah. And so they're learning, right? It was really good time for our family to learn and for our kids to kind of absorb that through osmosis. So that was really good. So it was all good. I felt like it was a very productive month. I did not think that so much was going to come out of this, but I'm very glad. Now, I don't feel like running to a pile of donuts today because after looking at all of this, I'm thinking of all these benefits. How do I want to go about this month? This month is my birthday month, right? My birthday is on Tuesday, and my husband is making my favorite cake in the whole world, strawberry cake with chocolate icing. That is my very favorite in the whole world. And he's going to make it for me. That's awesome, right? So I'm a little apprehensive about adding the sugar back in, but I'm going to try to be mindful this month. There are some other things I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be working in a clean eating plan that I'm going to show you in my next video. And that's what I'm going to be sticking with during this month. Except you will see me splurge from time to time like this. I'm going to try to keep it 80-20 because it is my birthday. And not only is it my birthday, it's 4 other family birthdays during this month. Not all immediate family, thank goodness. Two more immediate families, Calvin's and Shane's as well. So anyway, nail biting. So wish me luck in sorting through this. Thanks for sticking with me during this no sugar added month. My friend Ree from A Healthier Ree, she did a really great job staying most of the month, and so I really love her a lot. Thank you, Ree, for keeping me company on this journey. You really lifted me up during this time. So, all right, guys, I love you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.